Now you may be thinking, didn't Demon Souls come out last week? Why yes it did, but I'm not sure what your point is. The PlayStation 5 releases on November the 19th. No one's been able to play this game yet. It was only earlier this year that I finally played probably the most influential game of the 2010s, Dark Souls. And the reason I finally decided to give the series a try was because of the PS5 reveal event way back in June, which showcased the Demon Souls remake from Bluepoint. My god, this game looks beautiful. And since the reveal, its visuals have gotten even better, all while being shown in the game's performance mode. I'm very happy that this game has the option to switch between more cinematic settings and a performance mode, even though there are only a couple differences between the modes. Cinematic runs at a native 4K at 30 frames a second, whereas performance runs at a dynamic resolution, rendered at 1440p at 60 frames a second. In more intense scenes, that 1440p is upscaled to up to 4K. And although it is getting older, games like Breath of the Wild needed this option desperately. Although the PS5's power is obviously a hell of a lot more than the Nintendo Switch, following the precedent of graphical options in console games is only a good thing. Unfortunately, the game doesn't have ray tracing like other launch titles such as Spider-Man Miles Morales, but it still looks phenomenal and is my favourite looking next-gen game by a mile. Speaking of those graphics, this game is a remake of a PlayStation 3 game. It's not like the PS3 and 360 generation of consoles are very bad looking, but it's hard to argue that Demon Souls isn't a pretty cool looking game. And because of that, fans of the original game were disappointed that the atmosphere of the original has been squashed by the next gen upgrades. And you know what? I get it. The PS3 game looks a lot more ancient, and it's the colour that books kind of turn when they get older, if you know what I mean. But the remake looks a lot colder, more blue and grey. But that's not a bad thing. I personally prefer the new visuals, but I also have no attachment to Demon Souls, so who cares when I think. One thing I do, however, have grievances with is the HUD. The contrast between the fantasy setting and the metro design of the HUD is just a bit too jarring. Another bit of chaos in the lead up to this game was the PS5 menu music that was revealed a few weeks ago. It's not actually a part of the game, and it's just for the PS5 main menu, but that wasn't communicated too well. The music itself I think sounds good, but the dramatic pauses that increased the atmosphere were removed. FromSoft's games don't have music playing constantly, which isn't actually that uncommon, but people mention it whenever a game does it, no one cares. You know, it's just a nice relaxing time, giving you the freedom and time to recollect your thoughts after dying to the Capra Demon and his pet dogs for the 15th time in a row. Don't you just love it? Hey to Sonic! This game loads faster than he runs. When this gameplay was shown, I didn't even register that this was a loading screen. Blink and you miss it. Dark Souls 1, rather than having loading screens, and Demon Souls might be the same, but walking around the world there are no real loading screens. Instead, they're masked by elevator rides. But if you die in the Duke's archives, then it means you have to respawn at the bonfire, wait for the elevator to come back down, and wait for it to go back up. And in that time, it makes the area all the more frustrating. And then you end up dying to something stupid again. Although this generation does have a larger graphical leap than I was honestly expecting, the big introduction of NVMe SSDs to consoles is fantastic. Now, any SSD would have already been a massive improvement over a hard drive, but the PS5 is pioneering an incredibly fast one. Other than the fact that you can't store PS5 games that aren't being played on an external hard drives, there are only benefits to using flash storage. I didn't mention this in the script, but Demon Souls is about 70 GB on PS5, which isn't awful, but it's not amazing either, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Demon Souls loads from the Nexus to Boletarian Palace in less than 8 seconds. Whoa! The evil of checking Twitter for the 1000th time between deaths has finally been conquered. So how about that character creator? I personally despise character creation tools. They are diabolical, because I either have no idea what to create, or have an exact idea and I want to spend a millennia constructing the most splendid mustached individual. The character creator also is 4K and 60 FPS in both graphics modes, and as we all know, the precision acquired through the smooth frame rate is necessary to make the perfect character. And that's Demon Souls! I'm very excited to play this game whenever I'm able to get a PS5, and once again, Demon Souls will be my second Soulsborne game, and I think it'll be interesting to see how FromSoft built upon Demon Souls to make Dark Souls. Because, as we all know, Dark Souls is just off-brand Demon Souls. I might do a review eventually of my first Dark Souls playthrough, since I know people like hearing about them. They are once in a lifetime experiences after all, but I can't promise that it'll come out soon or ever. So, thanks for watching, I guess that's pretty much it. I'll make another video again, maybe.